Blessed love, royal family. Now, tonight, I'm going to prove to you that the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards is one of those ancient astronomers that we speak of all the time. As you know, the 23rd day of March, 1980, the Honorable King Emmanuel established the Woman Freedom Liberation League. Interesting, just a few days before the 25th day of March, which is celebrated by some as Empress Menen Earth Strong. We're going to go into all of that and how it's connected to the movements of the heavens and how it's connected to the Virgo constellation, specifically in 1980 when it was formed. And again, we're going to prove to you that the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards is an ancient astronomer amongst us. Give thanks. The tiger's nest. Blessed love.
Are you interested in learning ancient astronomy, archaeoastronomy, or astrotheology? Well, the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge is now offering certified courses in the field of astronomy covering all the above mentioned. Sign up now for our online courses or visit us in Antigua in the Caribbean for 7 days and 7 nights of practical underground research, plus archaeoastronomical observation on Green Castle Hill. You will learn how to identify the stars, the constellations, and the planets, as well as their makeup and their value. This will be a studycation. Enroll today by visiting our website, priestisaacinstitute.com, or sending us an email, priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com, or search us out on TripAdvisor, the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge, Ancient Astronomy, Archaeoastronomy, and Astrotheology, the wave of the future.
I'd like you to talk about your appearance before the League of Nations when you pleaded for your country in 1936.
Yes, the Ethiopian people, as well as myself, fought as much as we could on the ground, the fascist aggressors. But as it is well known, the fascists were well armed. They had the latest weapons. They had air power. Ethiopia had possessed none. After losing the battle in the front, we thought we should start another battle, a political battle at the League of Nations. You have heard of the speech I have made and of the appeal I have made to the League of Nations in 1936.
Ladies and gentlemen, the second speaker on this is His Majesty the Empress Haile Selassie. Monsieur le Président. Monsieur le...
Italian fascist newspapermen interrupt the Lion of Judah. They whistle, boo, and shout. Other delegates and spectators applaud the emperor. The League system of collective security is collapsing, an omen of the energy about to engulf Europe. After 2 minutes, order is restored and Haile Selassie speaks in his native tongue, Amharic. There is no precedent for a head of state speaking in the assembly. But there is also no precedent for a people being victim of such injustice and being threatened by abandonment to its aggressor. The precedent was established then and there. England and France abandoned Ethiopia to Mussolini.
Your Imperial Majesty, what were your own personal feelings at that time?
My personal feeling with my hope, I continue to struggle to have our freedom from the fascists.
Did Did you ever give up hope, Your Imperial Majesty?
Never, in any time, I continue with big hope because I have a relation with my patriot people. I continue to encourage them. They continue their struggle.
His claim against Italy was not supported. On the contrary, the Assembly decided that the economic sanctions voted earlier against Italy should be ended. Thus, the Ethiopian Empire was annexed and was joined with Eritrea and Italian Somaliland to form Italian East Africa. And the Emperor sought refuge in England as plain Mr. Tafari Makonnen. His imperial crown was kept locked up in a London safe.
You kept working while you were in Britain. You were in exile in Britain. For how many years?
4 years and a half.
And you knew all during that period that someday your day would come.
If I haven't this hope, I can't resist to live. With this hope, I hope very strong hope, I live 4 years and a half in England.
And he received sympathy, the offer of a role in a movie, and an invitation to appear at the Texas Centennial Exhibition, but little financial support for a proposed $10 million war chest. He didn't give up hope with what he called the ultimate triumph of international justice, and he continued to appeal for it. In 1940, Italy declared war on the Western Allies in World War II. Haile Selassie was then flown to Khartoum in the Sudan to start rallying some of his 10 million former subjects into taking arms with British troops. And when the British forces defeated the Italians and occupied Addis Ababa, the Lion of Judah joyfully went back to his throne on the 5th of May, 1941, and resumed his reign.
Yes, Royal Family, we definitely give thanks for your presence with us. Another presence that is just a moment of joy. Definitely coming and supping with us in the zone. This is the Tiger's Nest. This is the moment where we come together. This is the moment where we, speak of things that are upful and speak of things historical and speak of things inspirational. Of course, all praises Emperor Haile Selassie I. And of course, Honorable Priest Isaac, your humble servant for this evening. We have a special sit down for you as always. As I said, we will be highlighting the ancient astronomical vision of the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards, especially as it relates to the balance of the woman, especially as it relates to even the Woman Freedom Liberation League. For those who are not members of the EABIC, which is the Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress Church of Salvation, known as the Bobo Shanti tradition or the Bobo Shanti order. Well, we have a specific wing within our whole construct known as the Woman Freedom Liberation League. And it was established by our worthy founder, leader, our president, our God and King, the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards, in the year 1980 on the 23rd day of March. So the 23rd day of March is a very special moment for us, a celebration moment where we definitely present, of course, the joy of the woman again. That is where you would see the empresses carry out the celebration service all night, even until morning. Naya Bingi order literally rise the midnight hymn and literally chorus and chanting all the way down. The woman literally doing that. I don't know if one would call that a priestess order, but that's what it appears like to me. I know ones would argue about these terms and these English definitions that are given to them. But for sure, when it comes to the Nyabingi order of the Bobo Shanti, in the same way you see the priests, maybe not on the altar, but the same way you see the priests clap and sing and carry out the choruses and chant, is the same way the empresses do it. at the Woman Freedom Liberation League celebration moment, and at any given time when it's called upon and necessary. So we're very thankful again. So what we will be doing, we want to take the time also to look at this whole science on an astronomical level, because as you know, the Honorable Empress Menen, there are many who would have celebrated Empress Menen's Earth Strong. For years, we were celebrating Empress Menen's Earth Strong, our birthday, on the 25th day of March. Of course, ones we would have come across, if you want to say more up-to-beat information, where ones would say, well, it's really the 2nd of April. You see, Empress Menen is one of those characters where you have these different dates for when she came into the earth, when she came out of her mother's womb. Some say 1890, some say 1891. Again, the 25th of March, and then you also have the 2nd of April. But I celebrate the 25th of March. And I celebrate the 2nd of April. Of course, the 2nd of April is extremely high-tech when it comes to Empress Menen, because you must keep in mind that Emperor Haile Selassie I again represents Osiris, or maybe I should say Osiris represents Haile Selassie I. He is the literal fulfillment of the prophecy of Asar, of Osiris. I mean, I'm not really trying to argue or debate the point, it's actually something that just came to mind, and I said, let me put it on the table. But because we know this as a fact and nothing that anyone can deny, when you observe the whole tradition of Asar, or Osiris, of ancient Kemet, and the storyline, when you compare it to the literal historical fulfillment of Haile Selassie, he fulfilled Asar in the same way as he fulfilled the Christ of the Bible and the Messiah and all of that good stuff. So the Osiris now, the Osiris character, the whole Osiris motif, if you want to say, his wife is Aset. And remember, Aset now, just like in yoga, Asenet, which has to do with your posture and seated erect, because Aset, Asenet, Aset is who carries the throne on her head. Follow me good. Because Isis or Aset, if you notice, she's seen with the throne on her head. And many ones would tell you that just as it was in the ancient time, where the man doesn't really take the throne unless it's through the woman. So the woman has a very serious part to play when it comes to the chiefhood or the chiefdom of the male. That's why we know it's a balance. It's not no matriarch system. It's a balance of matriarch and patriarch. But anyway, so the point is now Isis has the throne on her head. And the story says that that's the throne that Osiris is supposed to sit on. So as a king, your throne is on your wife's head as such. It's a mystic kind of thing, which really underlines the power of the woman as it relates to the seed of the man. Now, I'm saying all of that to say that when you observe Empress Menen's Earth Day as the 2nd of April, now remember, that is the day when Haile Selassie really became emperor, the 2nd of April, 1930. Empress Menen's Earth Day. Haile Selassie and Empress Menen too became empress on her Earth Day, which is the 2nd of April, 1930. Yes, they were coronated exactly 7 months after, on the 2nd of November, 1930. But when Empress Zaditu's husband died, I think it was the day before, it is said that she did not even get the news, and she just died right after. That's Empress Zaditu. And of course, from the monarch is gone, the next in line, officially one time, becomes the king or whoever it may be. And that was the case when Haile Selassie became Negus Negus Tefari. Wasn't Haile Selassie, it was Emperor Tefari for 7 months. So I'm saying that to say that he became emperor on Empress's or Empress Menen's Earth Day, which is to show you the fulfillment of the symbol or the symbolic gesture of the throne of the king being on the head or the crown as such of his wife. And so it's just a fulfillment again of that ancient legend, prophecy, mystery, esoteric, symbolic expression that it is the woman that guards the throne. And that is why he took the throne on his wife's earth-strong, Empress Menen, who is not no regular character. Old Emmanuel Haile Selassie, Jah Rastafari. Yes, royal family, so we're going to get into some deep reasoning. Remember, this is the Tiger's Nest. This is obviously, this is a special edition of the Tiger's Nest this evening, front and center as such. You're definitely highlighting it to the royal family on the YouTube community, the royal family in the internet world, just saying blessed love, give thanks. And of course, as I said, we're going to be highlighting the science of, yes, Empress Menen Earth Strong, and the science of the 23rd day of March, and the science of the Woman Freedom Liberation League. And let me highlight again, even the Ambassador's Pen official launch. I hope everyone would have already registered. Well, everyone hasn't registered as yet, I'm positive. So make sure you register for your space in our online official launch of the Ambassador's Pen. Now remember, we already have 2 Ambassador's Pen that would have already gone out, which is the Forerunner, and of course, the special edition, which highlighted the 38th African Union Summit, which took place about a month and a half ago. So for those of you who have not seen the Ambassador's Pen as yet, all you have to do is to go below the video, those who are watching, to go below the video and press the link in the description, and it will take you to the Ambassador Pen. It will take you to the magazine Kidemi, all the issues that would have come out thus far. So you have some reading to do, my family, and some watching, because these are living magazines. They literally even change sometime on a monthly level because we add more information. So just below the video, press the link and check out the Ambassador's Pen. Email us, priestisaacInstitute@gmail.com. That's priestisaacInstitute@gmail.com, and register today to be a part of the official launch of the Ambassador's Pen, which will be coming to you once per month. And let me just encourage you as well to be a part, not just to be with us now. Registration is free, eh? Yeah, to be in the house, there's no charge. All you have to do is register. But what is better than being in the house is being in the magazine. Because remember, both Kidemi and the Ambassador's Pen, I'm telling you, internationally renowned at the moment. As I said, thousands of subscribers, thousands of readers, but we're definitely already in the tens of thousands bracket. And I'm positive, without a doubt, I'm looking at least in 5-6 months, we're looking at the hundreds of thousands, the brackets, when it comes to subscribers and positive readers. Not just the amount of people that know about it. Obviously, then you'd have to go into the millions. It's just the way you watch your analytics, you know. So you could have thousands of subscribers, but yet still you have tens of thousands of followers, and then you would have millions or maybe hundreds of thousands of views. You see how it goes up? So it's just an understanding. So right now we already have tens of thousands of subscribers. And in the international scope, in the magazine scope, because I'm just getting into the magazine world, and I'm coming to realize that's a good amount of subscribers. for an online magazine. But you see, family, it's because of the techniques that I've been always talking about, the rigorous marketing. Some people say, oh, you're always selling. Well, that's up to you. If you ain't got nothing to sell, I'm sorry for you. Yeah? But the rigorous marketing, when you always hear me say, make sure that no matter what product you have, whether it's the best looking, the best smelling, the best tasting, if nobody knows about it, I mean, nobody's going to buy it. The best will never be first. It's what product is well known, most known, that will always be first. Of course, as a person of moral standing, you want your product to be good. But even if it's not the best, once it's quality, the main thing is to make sure that people have their eyeballs on you. And I would have created, and of course I would have learned from coaches and counselors, but also I would have created my own technique, or techniques, I should say, to bring more attention to my product. You understand? So this is why now, when you advertise with us, because that's what it is, I've created almost like a bus. I have created a ship. I've created a boat. All you have to do is to buy a ticket and come on board. And that's the magazines. Because the magazines now will be, obviously, you're going to see the magazines in many different arenas in the world, whether it be at yachting marinas, different resorts. I mean, high-end resorts. That's where the magazine Kidemi is going through. The different embassies on the planet, on the tens of thousands of embassies all over the world. The ambassador pen will be passing through these different embassies and diplomatic offices. You understand what I'm saying? So when you advertise with us, people will see your product. You obviously will get some level of follow-up. And obviously that will equate or eventually bring about sales, depending on what you have to offer and how good your product is and how good your pitch is as well. So family, that's what it's all about, networking. I'm encouraging those of us who say that we are conscious, the time we waste in battling over religious doctrine and all of that good stuff. We should really, at this time, get ourselves together and be a bit more firm economically so we can move on and really pool our sources together and really talk about this freedom, redemption, and this international repatriation. So the time for gabbing and talking and all of that stuff, I think we definitely way past that. Of course, we're going to always come with the good information and the good knowledge and the good science, because that's the fuel that keeps the fire going. But to be arguing over religion with anybody right now is a waste of time, royal family, I'm telling you. So yes, I think I went deeper than I expected there for sure. Family, just make sure you contact us. Be a part of the upcoming edition of the Ambassador's Pen. Of course, you can get a full page ad. You can get a spread. You could get a half page. As you could see, everything here is quite economical. I mean, you could get a 50% off for a year plan. So if you take a year plan, you get 50% off. You get a 6 months plan, you get 25% off. 3 months plan, you get a 10% off the Ambassador's Pen. So that means when we launch the Ambassador's Pen now, on the 21st day of April, your ad will be inside of the pen, for sure, if you are a part of it this time around. Beautiful royal family. All right, so again, give thanks for each and every one that is definitely here with us. And of course, let me just highlight to the royal family again. You can even, below the video, you could definitely go and see for yourself the different ambassadors pen. Just click it and go through it for yourself, and you see what we also have to offer. Now, as we are looking at the magazine Kidemi, for those who are watching, if those who've never seen it, this is our online magazine Kidemi. It comes out every 6 months, every 6 months. This magazine comes out, and definitely it's a conscious look at reality. I want to look today at the whole science of the Maat before we go into depths of what I want to show you with the astronomical connection. Now, in this magazine, Kidemi, of course, as you can see, it's a lot of pages. It's a good read for everyone. Sit in and take your time and go through. As you can see, we highlight the 42 laws of Maat, which is really the symbol of balance, and which is very important even at this time, because even when the Congress established the Woman Freedom Liberation League, it was a strong essence of balance in the air, literally in the air. Now, as it relates to the goddess Maat, it says here, Maat is the goddess of truth, justice, balance, and order. In paintings, she was depicted as a woman who is either sitting or standing with an ostrich feather on her head. And in some cases, she was depicted with wings. According to the creation myths, Maat was created when Ra arose from the waters of Nun, which is chaos. Maat was often considered to be the daughter of Ra and was married to Tahuti or Thoth, the god of wisdom. And she's just one of the wives that was seen with Tahuti, as Tahuti also is the husband of Shishat, which is seen with the cannabis leaf above her head. And when you turn the page, of course, I'm not going to go through this tonight. You have the magazine. Everyone has the magazine. Eh? The link is in the description below. Just press it and the magazine is there. And you can take your time and go through the 42 laws of Maat for yourself. And I'm sure you would notice that there is a strong connection with a lot of the laws that you see in the laws of Maat, and that of even the 10 commandments. Very good. So again, Maat is symbolic of the balance ruler, which is the scale as well. And as you see, she carries the very said feather, which is symbolic in her whole outplay, because the scales of Maat is where you have the feather, and that is where your heart is placed on the feather. And if your heart, or if the feather, let me get this straight now. If your heart is heavier than the feather, you're in trouble, because your heart is supposed to be lighter than the feather. In fact, if you put the heart, listen to this, if you put your heart on the scale with the feather and they balance off, that ain't good. No, no, no. The heart is supposed to be so light that the feather is supposed to topple over the heart to the point that the heart raises up so high in the air, because the feather is heavier than the heart. And that is how light the heart is supposed to be. So as we deal with the science of the woman, and before we move on, let me just highlight, since we're in the magazine, of course, let me just say blessing to Brother Tristan. Those of you, anytime you come into Antigua, I know some of the brethren and the sistrins will be coming for the conference, the Rastafari conference, in about a month's time. In fact, we have Brother Ras Coyote Erasto scheduled to be with us in a few evenings. He will be here with us, and he'll be giving us some information. That's Coyote Erasto. He'll be giving us some information on what will be taking place for the upcoming Caribbean Rastafari conference right here in Antigua in about a month's time. Eh? So if you didn't know, you're going to know right now. So if you're coming through, my brethren, if you're coming through, my sistrins, of course, I know for sure you're going to need to get your car rented. Keys car rental. That's the first stop. Eh? If I'm going to rent a car, it got to be from Brother Tristan. As Brother Tristan at Keys car rental, just make sure you come in and give him a call. and let him know that, yeah, man, the Honorable Priest Isaac said you're the man. I mean, obviously he supports us. He himself, he's in our magazine. So his business is going to go with us when we are in Ethiopia, when we are in Italy, when we are in South Africa. So give thanks to Brother Tristan, that's Keys Car Rental. Again, all the information is right here in the magazine. What's the number there? That's it's somewhere here. Okay, look at it here. 771 1891. Yes. And of course, when you're coming through, just contact him. And let me also bless up the brother there at Color Express. And this is another thing, you know, as you know, our program is international. I know people are listening in Sweden. I have people listening in Italy. We have people listening Japan, Bosnia, Herzegovina. People that come and visit Antigua just to climb Green Castle Hill and to see what it is that we have to offer. We're very thankful for that, brothers and sisters. So those of you who plan to come around here and relocate and to build and to establish yourself, when it comes to PAIDS, Color Express. And you see, we're dealing with grassroots people. Color Express, I'm talking about Color Express as well as Keys Cars Car Rental. These are people that definitely would have, as they say, lift themselves by their own bootstrap. You understand? They weren't born with no silver spoon in their mouth. And I'm telling you, they would have really strived, they would have sacrificed, and they are giving back to their community as well. So enough respect to the people at Color Express. So when you are in Antigua, and those of you who are already in Antigua, you must go and check Color Express. Again, these are people that are giving back to the society and making sure the young people receive what they need, and the old people receive their care, and those who need a helping hand, they definitely get it from these people. And I wouldn't say that if that's not the case. So make sure you support them as well. Beautiful. The link for the magazine is in the description below. So, as you know, this is the time of the equinox. So it's equal again. The fact that you say it's equinox, we have gone into equality, because equinox now, equal day and night, means that there's a specific balance within the sun. There's a specific balance within the rising and the setting. Now, one of the outstanding things is that on the 10th of December, let me highlight this first. On the 10th of December, in the Bobo Shanti tradition, we have a specific celebration that we call the Feast of the Passover. And on that day, we also recognize that it is United Nations Day, the 10th of December, or not United Nations Day, but Human Rights Day, the 10th of December. What's interesting, though, is that in the Sumerian writings, the Sumerian tablets, it refers to the same 10th of December as the day of the rising of the shepherd of Anu with the twins. And we would have clearly highlighted it to everyone that the 10th of December, astronomically, is the rising of the constellation of Orion, which we call Sahu. So you follow me, dear family? The 10th of December is when the constellation of Orion will rise every year. What do you mean by the constellation of Orion rising? Well, it simply means that on the 10th of December, you see Orion coming over the western horizon at the same time that the sun is, the eastern horizon, pardon me, at the same time that the sun is setting in the west. It's almost like a full moon. The moon comes up every day, you know. But when it's a full moon, the moon is rising when the sun is setting. When it's a new moon, the moon is with the sun. If it's a half moon or quarter moon or what have you, there's no balance. but you get the balance when the moon is full. That's why you can have an eclipse. The moon is full. So that means the sun is setting. The same time, look to the west, you see the sun setting. Look to the east, you see the moon coming up. That's a full moon. The night after the full moon, it might take maybe 40 minutes later than the setting sun for the moon to appear. Good. So when a star is rising, when the sun is setting, that's the rising of the star. Now remember, that cannot happen every day, because the star has a 3 minute 56 seconds difference every day from the rising of the sun. Good. But of course, a constellation takes up many stars. So there's a time frame given to the constellation. But the day, listen to me, good family, I want you to get this good. But the day that is given astronomically for the rising of the constellation known as Orion is the 10th of December. So in other words, on the 10th of December, when the sun is going down in the west, you will see Orion with its sword coming up the horizon in the east, rising in the night. So that means at midnight, Orion will be in the middle of the sky, because just like the full moon at midnight, the full moon is at the middle of the sky. Just like at midday, the sun is at the middle of the sky. You comprehend. So that's the science. Very good. Now, again, the 10th of December, interestingly, is seen as the day of the rising, again, of the constellation of Orion. And you know that Orion is not a simple constellation. Orion, or Sahu, is the lord of the sky, because Orion, or Sahu, rules both north and south. The equator of the heavens, the celestial equator, passes right through the constellation of Orion, or Sahu. It passes through the belt of Sahu. Very interesting. And Sahu, or Orion, in mythology, or the mythos, is Osiris resurrected. Osiris, or Asa, when he resurrected and went up into the sky, he became the constellation of Orion, or Sahu, Osiris, Orion, and all of that stuff. But it's good stuff. Give thanks. Sahu. Good. So what that shows us, the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards would have obviously had some level of connection with understanding the cosmics to have created a whole ceremony, a very important ceremony, the Feast of the Passover, 1993, the 10th of December, the day of the rising of Orion. Now, in our teachings, that's not something that we're taught, You see, this is why he said a man shall come that can read the stars. Because he, the Honorable King Emmanuel, is the man that can read the stars. Because it's he write the stars. When you understand the science of the spirit that is within the man. Oh, come on, I know some of you may not like that, but this ain't let me make you happy show. This is the reality vibes. I'm trying to show you Rastafari. When I've explained the program a few programs ago, when we were talking about the 7th of February, the New Year's of the Bobo Shanti, and we clearly explained that King Emmanuel highlighted 1978, and he highlighted that the number of members within the Congress during that time aligned with the number of constellations in the heavens, which was 88. And it was that year when on the New Year's Day, the 7th of February, when Neptune became the 9th planet, because Pluto would have crossed over its ellipse and became the 8th planet. That's the science that was taking place in the heavens, and so many other different things of understanding. So just keep in mind that when we observe the heavens declaring the glory, as it says in the 19th Psalm, This is why when we observe this order here, we see many things that is connected to the heavens as it relates to what we have been asked to do, how we are asked to portray ourselves, and even certain celebrations that we carry out, especially these celebrations that are unique to Bobo Shanti. Now, why is it that King Emmanuel chose the 23rd day of March for the Woman Freedom Liberation League to begin? There was no Freedom Liberation League before you. And remember, 78 and 79 were very spiritual years as such, especially as it relates to the 7th of February, when Pluto went in front of Neptune. Okay, 1980, the 23rd of March, just like the 10th of December, hear me good family, please. Just like the 10th of December is the rising of Orion, the 23rd of March is considered in astronomical terms as the rising of Virgo. Remember, Virgo is opposite of Pisces. And we know during the time of spring, the 20th of March, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, around that time, the sun is passing through Pisces. So that means that the sun will be totally opposite of Virgo. It's just common sense. So when the sun is setting in Pisces, Virgo will be rising, of course, in the east. And when Virgo is setting in the early morning, the sun will be rising in the east with Pisces during the time of late March. That's how it goes. Because remember, in the time of September, the sun will be in Virgo. I hope you understand this language here. This is why we encourage you to enroll into the ancient astronomy course that we offer. So listen good, eh? Everyone understands the different seasons, and once you're a farmer, you don't have to take no astronomy class, you understand how the heavens move. You know where that star is, or that planet, or that green one, or that blue one is looking different tonight. But you've been studying it over the decades, some of you. So you understand the heavens. I'm showing you that the rising date for Virgo, and I know you guessed it already, the rising date for the constellation of Virgo, which is the mother, is the 23rd day of March. Now, it's not we saying that, It's not even King Emmanuel saying that, It's astronomy saying that. So you will notice now, on the 23rd day of March, the 22nd, 23rd, 24th to the 25th, them 4 days there, you will see Virgo peeping her head, coming over the horizon, the eastern horizon, again, just at the same time while the sun is setting. So those who are watching, you understand, you're looking at the 23rd of March, 1980. Yes, they're about a little after 5 p.m. So a little after 5 p.m., not because it's 1980, it's the same vibration in 1990, in 2010, and 2000 and today. The only thing that will be different, obviously, is the planets will be in different positions because of what was happening planetarily at that time. But as far as the sun and stars, it's basically the exact same thing with a very minute change, which we can't pick up or detect with any sort of naked eye and vision or understanding. So follow me good now. On the 23rd day of March, this is the time, you can visualize the time, those who can see it. The 21 minutes after 5, then you start to go somewhere close to 6 o'clock, 5:30, Yeah, it's about 4:45, somewhere around there, almost 6 o'clock. But it's not a 6 o'clock thing, you know. No, it's not a 5 o'clock and a 6 o'clock thing. It's when the sun sets. When the sun sets on the 23rd of March, obviously around 6 o'clock. When the sun sets on the 23rd of March, at the same time, the Virgo constellation, which looks like a woman actually coming out of the earth, standing up, that's how it would look, would begin to peep out her head. Now remember, again, this is a clock. So next month, that's not going to be the case. Next month, when the sun is setting, Virgo is not going to be peeping out her head. You know, some other constellation will be doing that. But the 23rd of March, basically every year, this is my point. You can call it the rising of Virgo. So you can see those who are watching on the video, you see the sun setting there in the west. But then when we go to the east, what do you see? Virgo sticking out her head. So she's rising. Her power is rising on the 23rd of March. Interestingly, it's not too far from the 25th of March, a date which is celebrated as Empress Menen's Earth Day, you know, for many ancient ones. I used to read that in history books. That's why I used to say it. And that was the knowledge amongst us, that it was the 25th day of March. But again, after constant, you know, reading and studying, we would have come across the 2nd of April, which one seemed to believe is a more, you know, concrete date. It doesn't bother me. I celebrate in both of them. I know it's not no sin. I'm not going to go to hell for that. I praise in Empress Menen, Holy Emmanuel, Haile Selassie, Rastafari. So you could see at the time when the Woman Freedom Liberation League was formed, you could see that Saturn as a planet was right in the mind, the brain frame of Virgo. It's right here. You could see it here. Although this is a European rendition, it's really the head of Virgo. So the head is actually sticking out over the earth. And as you follow the time, you see it's 6 o'clock on the dot here. So 6:01, 6:02, 6:03, you see? By 6:15, her shoulders are out. And by 6:30, half of the body, well, not half, but you know, a good amount is out. There is Virgo rising. And although that's the Greek rendition, it is really in formation, the woman. That's how she really looks in the heavens. And that's her head and her upper body there, what do you call it? The upper torso that is coming out there above the earth. So my point is that just like, again, the feast of the Passover, although the Honorable King Emmanuel may not tell us these things, but the heavens do declare the glory. And obviously, as a mystic man that he obviously is, just the way he set up his altar and the way that we turn to the left when we carry out our service on the altar. And that is why when a service is carried out correctly, and you can really, you know, observe the amount of times that you maybe spin around to the left on a service. You know, some persons say a Sabbath service that's carried out correctly, you spin around 21 times. You understand? You see, this is the depths of the understanding. Even the way the tabernacle is built, everything is an ancient science. That's why we say it's Melchizedek. We can't give the man all them power and try to pretend that it's well, you know, he made a few mistakes. What you talking about? This is the ancient order of Melchizedek, by Melchizedek himself. Haile Selassie, King Emmanuel, Marcus Garvey's prophet, priest, and king that came to fulfill a specific work. Job well done. You see? Whatever we don't understand is our ignorance. That is why I'll be playing. That is why an individual like myself is here, so that certain things that may kind of, wow, we can unravel it. You understand? So again, just like tonight, how many of us understood that this celebration that he gave us to honor the woman, the celebration that he gave us to magnify and glorify her because of her works and because of her duties amongst us. Because he listen to this, it's the woman, not the woman's club, you know. No, man. not the sisterhood bash. Woman, freedom, liberation, league. When you hear about a league, you know, it's, yeah. Royal family, we have a long way to go. The examples that Marcus Messiah Garvey would have given us of how to get ourselves in formation, we're not even close. You know, give thanks for the black print that the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards gave us. Give thanks to the wise mind of the words of Emperor Haile Selassie I and the works of the same king. So our prophet, priest, king, and our mother of creation would have definitely given us the blueprint or the black print. So it's now time for us who say that we are the gods and goddesses of the earth to get ourselves together. We can't say that we're going to leave this for a next generation to figure out. No, man, when the next generation obviously is not even on what we are on, we need to inspire the next and the next and the next generation all over again in the same way that we were inspired. So family, we can't be just sitting and snoring and waiting for some sort of, you know, make-believe God to come out of the sky. We have to do it. We need to be we need to stop being so afraid of leadership. I come to realize that we don't like leadership. And I hear it in our speech. But I didn't know it was so corrosive. Oh, yeah, man, the God in all I and I. Nobody need to lead nobody because we don't love discipline. We just want our pants dropping down like some little gangster when we're supposed to be the holy of holies. We don't want nobody to give us any discipline or some agenda or some sort of plan that will lead us to a betterment and to rise the standard of King Emmanuel Charles Edwards' order in the earth. The Black Christ said he need a tabernacle in every state of Africa. Are we seriously on that agenda? And we're not talking about no little house on the prairie. A tabernacle in every state means a campus, means a government, means structure and infrastructure, means ministries. I mean, I'm telling you, royal family, we need to rise the standard of the ancient kingdoms we read of it in these books. Ramesses II and Akhenaten and Tutankhamun and Menelik II. Where are these great warriors today? Can't be here talking and gapping on YouTube and Instagram and all that forever. Because when these things decide that they're locking down their show, what you're going to do? Where's our show? What we promoting? What we pushing? Where's our kingdom? Back to what Marcus Garvey asked again, where's our army? Again, you have to ask the question. Rastafari, Holy Emmanuel, Haile Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. Royal family, give thanks for the moment, you know. Give thanks for your presence with us. I'm encouraging you again to register, as I said, for the upcoming online official launch of the magazine Kidemi, the official launch. I'm looking forward to each and everyone being a part of that official launch with us. See the Virgo there coming over there. Yeah, the heavens there. Give thanks to the mighty Virgo. And of course, the Orion constellation. Beautiful. So yes, royal family, all you have to do is email me, priestisaackinstitute@gmail.com. Let me know that you would like to be in the house. And much better than just being in the house, you should be in the magazine, definitely for the upcoming edition. Royal family, if you know your Bible and you do not know your history and some astronomy, the knowledge of your Bible will become a mystery. And of course, it takes some real eyes to realize the real lies that are amongst us. Yeah. King Emmanuel, Haile Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. Blessed love, give thanks.
Blessed love, I am the Honorable Priest Isaac. I am an official priest within the realms of Rastafari of the Ethiopia-Africa Black International Congress. I also hold a certification in the craft of archaeoastronomy from Politecnico di Milano in Italy. Our universe and its makeup has always been an intriguing subject for humankind. Astronomy is the study of everything in the universe beyond the Earth's atmosphere. Ancient astronomy is similar, but pays special attention to the physical and spiritual values of stars, planets, moons, and other celestial objects. It also brings in the terrestrial component, being things on an earthly plane, such as plants, human organs, and connects them to the heavenly bodies. In this course, you will learn the makeup of various planets and stars, how to locate them in the night sky, along with their associated constellations. You will also be taught about the earliest civilizations known for their astronomical comprehension, namely Kush, also known as ancient Ethiopia, Kemet, called Egypt today, the Dogons, and the Bozos, as well as the civilization of Sumer. You will also learn about black holes, their nature and origin, as well as how the ancients viewed them. Ancient astronomy is the mother of archaeoastronomy and astrotheology. Both subject areas are covered by the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge. Sign up today. Visit our website, priestisaacinstitute.com, or email us, priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com, for more information.